everyone. Congratulations on your journey so far, and thank you for the work that you're doing. Honestly, I don't even need to know the particulars of your situation because I know you're interning on the Hill, and therefore I know you are working very hard, or you will about to be soon. So, again, I thank you very much. My name is Courtney Robinson, and I'm the head of financial inclusion and public policy development at Square. You might know Square from the little white reader that takes card payments or those slick registers you've seen in stores, or maybe you use Cash App to send money to your friends, or maybe you listen to music on Tidal. Amazingly, all of that is us. But before I started my work at Square, I was senior counsel on the House Financial Services Committee under Chairwoman Waters. And a couple of years prior to that, while I was in law school, I was an intern. I worked as a legal fellow for the Congressional Black Caucus. So, Congress, what can you say? It's the best of times and it's the worst of times. But you will be okay. There are many 15-hour workdays, 7-day work weeks, sleepovers in the office, all of that great character building stuff. Everything moves at an unbelievable pace. But for me, there was nothing that compared to the feeling of knowing that your work influences our nation's laws and it changes lives. There's also a strong sense of duty that comes with it. You'll learn so much, and you're one of few. Many are called, but few are chosen. So do not ever doubt your ability or why you're there. You are the rails on which this whole thing is running. And to all of my district and remote workers, I know we're in a crazy time with COVID, even pre COVID, craziness of being in the district office and having that experience on the ground. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Know that it's super crucial, and without necessarily the same glitz and glamour of walking around the Capitol every day, you are doing that constituent work that is so important. You are doing that legislative work that is so important. The Congress and the laws and all of that, it's not the building, it's not the facade, it's you and the work that you're doing and all of the rest of it. So now that I've said all of those inspirational things, and I'm hoping that you're keeping them in mind because they are so very true, I'm telling you. I will say that my journey was sort of a backwards one. My job immediately prior to the one I have at Square was working as senior counsel on the House Financial Services Committee. And that came about because the work that I did between my legal interning in law school and then going back to Congress was all financial services based. So immediately after law school, I did not pass the bar the first time. Yeah. Second time I was studying for it, I was working at Freddie Mac. And I was actually working there as an intern. This is post financial crisis 2008. Their law department had expanded considerably, not for great reasons, but because of the foreclosure crisis. And after that, I went to the Center for Responsible Lending. Some of you might have heard of it. It is the nonprofit advocacy arm of the Self Help Credit Union. And I worked as counsel there, working on financial technology and consumer credit issues. And all of that got me on the radar for the House Financial Services Committee. They were specifically looking for someone who knew about financial technology issues, who had worked in finance, and who could help join their efforts. And I will say, no matter what your journey is, whether this is where you start and then you end up going to school doing something else, whether you take another job, whether you work in private sector, whether you work for the government, no matter what, the skills and foundation you will build here will help you with everything. Shout out to all of the interns who were like me. My first intern experience on the Hill was not straight out of college, but my job consisted of all kinds of things, everything from rallying members and getting them to come to the floor, collecting signatures for bills to drop in the hopper, writing letters on topics that I had no clue what I was talking about. Asked to go talk to members about things or site identify them and ask them how they're voting. Don't know who you're looking at. There are 535 members of Congress, all kinds of things. But I'm telling you that sort of beyond the basic, there's everything from answering the phone calls and constituent letters all the way up into drafting model legislation. You can do it all. I had all of those experiences, and I will say from that to working on the committee was a big shift and a big jump, but it did lay the foundation to help me do that well. And my experience as well as not only a legal fellow but as senior counsel, you are worried, or at least I was, that I didn't know enough or I wasn't qualified enough. How can I speak on these things? Have I done enough research? There are laws and regulations and things that are hundreds of years old. How can you possibly, be as in depth in them as you need to be to act responsibly? But you're not the only one thinking that way. One. Two, you're smart enough to do the research and gain the knowledge and figure out what you need to. Three, Congressional Research Service, perfect. Bother them about everything. You are not on an island. And just realize that no matter how intimidated you feel, this is where you are for a reason. So just try as much as possible to get out of your own head. Know that you have resources at your disposal, no matter how intimidated you might feel or anything that might seep into the back of your mind. You've got it. So congressional interns, if you're getting paid at all, you're lucky. I was not. You're doing full business attire every time Congress is in session. And when you're out of session, some people are lucky enough to be able to dress down and wear jeans. I could not. That was not allowed. So there was a lot of thrifting, going to secondhand shops, getting really cute stuff. Just stay stylish, not expensive. You can do it. Also, I mean, like hair. I've been a naturalista for years. Like this is always. I mean, thank goodness we've gotten to a place where you do not have to, and you shouldn't be ashamed to grow your hair out and wear it the way that you wear it. The intelligence is coming from me and the work ethic is coming from me, and it's not necessarily how I look. And do not forget that people are coming to you for guidance and insight. They are trying to influence you. They want to get your perspective. They need your help. And that's not to say like you're in a position of absolute power, but you are in a position to express yourself and be who you are and still be professional. You do not have to deign to anyone. You do not have to change. You do not have to hide your culture or your ethnicity. You can be yourself. This is America. This is Congress. Do it. You made it. Take pride in your work. Also take care of yourself because there's nothing more important than your mental health. So thank you again for everything that you're doing. And thank you for having me here and taking the time to listen to a bit of my journey. Bye all.